Hey, what's up, everybody? I am here to give you my WWE Smackdown review for um, March 19th, 2015. Before I do that, I want to leave you guys a little note that in the description box down below, I am going to leave a link to watch the Google Hangout I did today on the um, Weymouth Youth Wrestling channel. Um, I ended up doing a Google Hangout on that channel, and I was one of the guests. So I'm gonna leave a description down. I'm gonna leave a link down in the description box so you guys can check it out. So now on to the SmackDown. Um, so we get Byron Saxton, Michael Cole, and Jerry the King Lawler on commentary. It shows that awesome Brock Lesnar video from Monday. I was so awesome, I decided to write it down, so that's why I wrote it down. And then Roman Reigns comes out to cut a promo, but before he can say anything, Mark Henry comes out and he says that the reason that you know he said that he doesn't admit this often, but he deserved the beatdown that Roman Reigns gave him last week, um, and he said that he doesn't just believe he can beat Brock Lesnar. He knows he can, and he says that he should beat Brock Lesnar. And then that was it. And then they shake hands afterwards, and then Seth Rollins, Corporate Kane, and J&J Security, which consists of Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury, come out, and Seth Rollins says he believes that he can beat the Roman Reigns can beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, but he kind of references that he's going to cash in the Money in the Bank contract after he's done. And he says that Randy Orton isn't here tonight. He says that he has security guard in the building to make sure that he doesn't get in. Then Seth Rollins says he's gonna hurt, but he's doing this to protect Randy Orton's safety because he's afraid of what it'll do to him tonight, and he wants to wait for WrestleMania. That's my phone going off because someone posted a status on Facebook. But he says he wants to do a warm-up match, so Corporate Kane makes a match. Roman Reigns and Mark Henry versus Seth Rollins and Corporate Kane. I thought the segment was fine. I didn't really think it was anything special just because it was pretty predictable of what it was setting up. So yeah. And then we get Tazmu Fujinama. I don't know how to say his name, but he's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. This guy, I didn't really know who he was. I actually had to go on the WWE YouTube channel to find out who he was. I don't know why they couldn't put his video on SmackDown tonight, but they didn't. We find out he was called the Dragon, and he says we find out that he's been traveling all around the world. He was a big inspiration and a big time star all over the world. And then he came to the WWF at the time, World Wrestling Federation, and he was wrestling in the 70s. He ended up winning like some sort of title with like the professional wrestling heavyweight title. I forget what it was called. And Bret Hart was talking about how he grew his legacy to wanting to wrestle like him. Hideo Itami said that he was like the Hulk Hogan in Japan. And William Regal says that he had a certain wrestling style that nobody else had. And then we find out, and then they talk about how he went on to become the NWGP champion. It's the Japan title. And then he went to the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance, and beat Ric Flair for the WCW Championship. And yeah, it was cool. And I think this guy looks like he's a good wrestler. I can't really judge. I think I guess, just deserves to go into the Hall of Fame. They always have a Hall of Fame like this where it's just the international version.
Ron, I can hear you over the television. I ask you this every night. Please.
So yeah, I think it's cool. And a day where Tommy was talking about how he is like his inspiration, and he utilizes his style of wrestling to talk about in his wrestling career. Um, so yeah, I'm assuming a day or time he's gonna end up inducting him into the Hall of Fame. And he said that he was like Antonio, I forget his name, but he was like that wrestler. So I think it's cool he's going into the Hall of Fame. Um, and then we get Paige versus Brie Bella with AJ Lee and Nikki Bella on commentary for this match, because this was to build up the Divas Tag Team match at Mania. Um, and I thought this was actually a good match. Brie Bella face palms Paige again, and she tackles her over outside the ring and starts beating the crap out of her, slams her on the announce table. Um, and then Brie hits a drop kick, and she pretty much dominates from that point. She hits like a knee to the face. Um, thought it was good stuff. And then she hits a knee to the face in the ropes. And then she goes for like a nonchalant cover, and Paige rolls her up for the win. Thought it was actually a really good match. This hashtag give Divas a chance thing, I'm still not buying it, but at least it's getting Divas longer matches now. So I'm happy about that. So J&J Security, um, throughout the night, are having security keep Randy Orton out of the building. They have some guys backstage, like pretty much follow every order. They have them check the doors and making sure they have ID to see if they can get it worthy of getting in. Um, thought it was good stuff. It was entertaining throughout the night. It was all you obviously knew Randy Orton was gonna come in. And then we get the Intercontinental Championship Gauntlet match. It's like the it's not for the title, but it's like the number one contenders that are going to be in this ladder match or in the Gauntlet match. And this was actually a really good match. It got a lot of time. Um, so we get the first match. It's Dean Ambrose. The first two that started is Dean Ambrose and Stardust. And Stardust cuts a promo talking about everyone's fighting for the Intercontinental Championship, and he said that it's his Intercontinental Championship. So then they have the match. It's actually a good match. Stardust hits a disaster kick, um, and he does a face first suplex on the floor. He's dominating Ambrose, and then Ambrose gets a roll up for the win. And afterwards, Stardust goes off on him. He throws him into the steel post shoulder first twice. I thought that was good stuff. And then R-Truth comes out to make the save, and he attacks Stardust. And then and then we get Ambrose and then in Truth, and then Stardust tries to come off. Truth knocks him off the apron. Ambrose hits Dirty Deeds and eliminates Truth from the Gauntlet. I thought that was good stuff. Kind of wish Truth could have lasted a little bit longer, but whatever. So then we get Ambrose versus Harper, Luke Harper, and Luke Harper cut that same promo and like in the video box, talking about how you don't know what freedom is until you've lost something. And he said, just like talking to a ladder, and he said that you that he's going to use it to win the Intercontinental Championship. I thought it was actually not a bad promo. It was nice and creepy. Now this was a great match. Harper is just beating the crap out of Ambrose, putting him in the crossface. He did that twice, and he hits a big boot on him. And Harper hits a super kick, and then Ambrose does the rebound clothesline on him. I thought that was cool. Ambrose hits the drop kick. What else happens? Harper hits goes for the power bomb, but Ambrose counters. Um, It was good stuff. Ambrose hits the elbow off the apron. Um, it was a really good back and forth match. And then Harper hits the powerbomb and actually eliminates Ambrose. I was actually not expecting that. I was expecting Ambrose to survive it, but I guess I understand because the next people, two guys were faces, so they probably didn't want to have the faces face off. So then we get Harper versus Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan's working on the leg of Harper. He actually gets him in the surfboard submission. He's doing like pull-ups with Harper. It was actually pretty cool. Um, and then Harper hits a body slam over the ropes onto Bryan, and he just pretty much dominates Bryan, manhandles him. He body slams him around a couple of times. He does a slams him. Then eventually Bryan does a head scissors over the ropes, hits a suicide dive on Harper, um, and then Daniel Bryan Harper throws him, does that move where he almost broke Bryan's neck. Well, I thought he broke his neck when he throws him in like a German suplex and lands on his head. And then Harper goes for the powerbomb on Bryan, but Bryan counters into like a leg lock or a heel lock. I don't really know what to call it, but Harper taps out, so Bryan gets the win. So then it's Daniel Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler. And this actually was a good match. Daniel Bryan hits a drop kick in the corner. Dolph Ziggler hits a suplex. Bryan went for the Hurricane Rana. Ziggler counters with a power bomb, and Bryan kicks out. Bryan hits a yes kick to the head. Bryan goes for a back suplex, but Ziggler counters with like a crossbody. That was cool, and Bryan kicks out. Bryan goes for gets him in the yes lock, but Ziggler gets to the ropes, and then he goes for the yes kick, and Ziggler hits a super kick, but Bryan kicks out, and then eventually Bryan goes for the kick, but then Ziggler hits a zigzag for the win. So overall, I thought it was a good match. Great gauntlet. I thought it was awesome. And then Ziggler and Bryan shake hands, and Bad News Barrett, the Intercontinental Champion, comes out and says that was a great match, and you guys have stole the show like you always do. Like people have been stealing my Intercontinental Championship, and then he says you're breaking codes though, and then he cheap shots them both with a microphone and lays them both out with the bull hammer. I thought it was awesome stuff. It was good stuff. Okay, so then the Divas give their predictions of who they think is going to win the tag team match. It's kind of about it. It was a way really just to build up the tag team match between AJ Lee and Paige versus the Bella Twins. And then we get the Interspecies tag team match with Natalya, Tyson Kidd, and Cesaro versus the Los Matadors, Diego and Fernando and El Torito. The weirdest part about this match was the Los Matadors were acting like faces, which is weird because I thought they were heels. I thought they turned heel, but I guess I don't know. I don't really know. Natalya hits a powerbomb on Torito for the win. I thought it was boring. And then we get Roman Reigns and Mark Henry versus Seth Rollins and Corbin Kane with J&J Security. And then they have security come out to watch the ramp to make sure Randy Orton doesn't come out. Somebody lays out Mark Henry's backstage. We're not necessarily sure who it is, but we know we're supposed to pretty much think it's the Authority, which we know. So Roman Reigns has to do a handicap match, and they pretty much destroy Roman Reigns throughout this match. And then Reigns ends up winning with a spear. One cool spot in the match was Seth Rollins went for a neckbreaker, and Reigns countered with a blow to the back of the head. I thought that was awesome. And then Roman Reigns just leaves. He actually ends up shoving the security. And then Randy Orton's theme song goes off, and Rollins is telling the security to protect him. So the security's holding the ground like he thinks he's going to come through the ramp and stuff. But he ends up coming through the crowd. He attacks Rollins. He hits an RKO in one of the security, attacks him, hits a double rope DDT on two of them, and hits a scoop slam on Rollins. And then he RKO's Jamie Noble, and then he tries to pull Rollins back, but then Mercury goes off the top, and Orton hits an RKO, so Rollins is able to escape, and Orton stands tall. And that was the end of the show. As for SmackDown, I thought it was a pretty good show this week. It was just another simple show. They've been keeping it simple lately. I liked the Intercontinental Championship Gauntlet. I liked the Divas match, and the Reigns promo was good. And the stuff with Randy Orton stuff was really good. The only things I didn't like were the main event and the interspecies tag team match. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I want you guys to click right here to subscribe to my video, and if you want to see more SmackDown reviews on this channel, you can check out the playlist. That's pretty much it, guys. See you later.